Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade
Shade
in
in
the
the
City.
City.
I'm your girl, Treese.
It's Nels.
And today we are jumping into our favorite. It's the Ready to So, y'all, please make sure all of our viewers, new, welcome, and return to Shade Squad, make sure that you hit that like button.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's get into it because this was an
A lot.
interesting episode.
It was a lot.
It was giving real Miami Gary, okay? Really was. So let's just get into it.
It's giving actually what I expected.
What'd you say? What were we expecting this whole time? They
Exactly.
finally gave it to. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. But let's get into it, y'all. Let's get shady. Episode. The guys are linking up in the gentleman's lounge. Nephew Tommy welcomes the guys back. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, he welcomes them back. I jumped to deliberation, my bad. He welcomes them back after being grilled by the ladies' friends. And, he tasked them with the assignment of introducing the ladies to a truth teller.
Yes.
Now, he said this could be a childhood friend, it could be an ex, it could be a coworker. However, he wants someone that's going to give them to him straight and notice something that maybe
they missed
about one of their connections that they may not, be seeing or missing or whatever. So, first off, we got Rah. Now, he brings in his ex Brittany, which I actually really liked her. She gave really good vibes.
But you know what? She did give homegirl vibes.
Yeah, she did. She gave what she was supposed to give. And he lets her know, I'm introducing you to 3 women, and she's like,
3 women.
3. She's like,
this is your ex, boo. You know who he is,
right?
And y'all are still cool.
So he tells her he wants to know what she thinks, even if she doesn't like any of them. So she's there to put them in the hot seat at this point, and I like the fact that he's like, here, I'm giving you control. Like, ask what you want to ask, dig what you. That's what's up. So now all the ladies arrive, but Jay arrives last. So he has Jay there, Kayla, and who was the third chick? Trinika. Now Jay gets there last. She says she's not worried about competing with these other ladies. Her connection with Randall is like unmatched, basically. So she's not, she's excited to be there and learn more about him from his ex, rather than feel like she, like I said, like she has to compete for anything.
I thought it was cute that Brittany noticed automatically.
He's pulling out chairs now.
He pulled out chairs. She was like, growth. Okay. Like, he wasn't doing this with me.
Okay.
I thought that was cute.
So I will say, Trinika, this episode with the questions, she was here for it. There, I guess that was that discernment that she talked about. Because she comes out and she's like, well, when were you guys together? And as Randall goes in to answer, Brittany's like, she was
looking at me.
She was looking at me.
Relax.
Right. And basically, she lets them know that they were together back in 2014. They dated for like 2 years, but they realized that there really was just nothing there, and they probably should have just stayed cool. And they're still cool to this day now, obviously. Now Brittany compliments the ladies and tells them that they're all baddies, but looks come a dime a dozen. And she basically asked them what some of the goals that the ladies have for themselves. I'll let you do it.
So Jay says she feels Rod needs organization, and she offers that. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have started off with. Well, anyways, and she'd be a resource, and a support system, and being his friend. Now, Kayla says her goal is to be a full-time entrepreneur, and she's hoping, to have someone who can help her with that. She wants a homie lover friend. Okay. And really, she feels like Jay is like weird. She was like, she's giving real weird vibes, because she's like, she feels like Randall is somebody to be won. Like, she's like, homie, like, relax, boo. What she said, she was giving pick me vibes.
You, cause baby, this is your day.
She said she was giving pick me vibes. I was like, oh.
I think we got a lot of that this episode.
There was a lot of that this
There was
episode.
a lot of pick me.
Brittany asked what they don't like about Randall. And Trinika says it's the communication aspect for her. You know, he has put forth effort and she does appreciate it. He's making changes. And Kayla says that she wants him to be more open without her having to probe, and wants to be like, you know, his best friend. You know, when something happens, she'd be like, you know, he calls her up and be like, hey, guess what? You know, what happened? So Jay says that her issue is him laying out the expectations for her, because she says she has no problem making it clear what she expects of him. Mm-hmm. So the ladies, they leave, and apparently Brittany, she was picking up some vibes. She says that, you know, she was sitting right next to Kayla and she was giving soft energy, you know, cool, calm, and collected, and feels like he needs that. And she says that
she didn't get the real Trinika.
Exactly. But Jay seemed real genuine. Although her red flag for her is when she asked her the goals question, it was all around Randall. And she was like, you know what? You don't need somebody who's just all about you. And Kayla's got her vote. Mike invited his friend Jolanda, who he's known apparently for a long time. They grew up together. And he explains to her that, you know, he needs her help because he has two women that he really likes. And walks Kayla. Mike says he invited Jolanda to give him a little bit of insight and see if they match. And says, you know, it won't be like one, you know, like the stand-up moment. And then he explains that, you know, they had a moment where, you know, they were supposed to say what they felt about the person, and Kayla croaked. Kayla said she was speechless, and of course Jolanda wants to know why. Like, why were you
speechless?
Exactly. So she says she believes it's because they're both guarded and they're both looking for each other to make the first proclamation. But she feels that, you know, he was showing how he feels, and it's similar to you know, to her energy. Mike says he's attracted to her, and, you know, she's one of his picks. He's trying to see, you know, if they can work on it. Jolanda says, you know, she can see the connection between the two, and in walks Brandy. I said, well, ain't this about some great timing, divine time? Okay. Jolanda asks her what she sees in him, and she says that he told her from the get-go, look, I'll snatch you up before anybody else can. If you could see the eyes roll on Kayla, she really shouldn't be surprised, because she knows that's really where the connection resides, And she says their connection is there. She asked Brandy, how is she on children? And she says, you know, before the process, she really didn't want to date anybody with children, and realized that men have kids and it's something she's going to have to deal with. Kayla says that she wants children, but not too many. And she's been in a hostile co-parenting situation before. But, you know, Mike reassured her that it's nothing like that. And I think Jolanda agreed also. She was like, no, you know, like, baby mama chill. It's all good in the hood over here. So Kayla, she leaves. She feels confident leaving. And Mike says, I feel like this happened.
Damn thing when it came to Mike. That's what she said.
Exactly. And I feel like as soon as Kayla left, Mike, he was like,
Kayla cool and all, but, you know, Brandy real.
That's my real connection over here. No. I'm just saying. I was like, oh, Mike. First of all, I don't know. Let's not get into this. The connection between him and Brandy is undeniable, right?
Absolutely.
But Jolanda was feeling Kayla, but I feel like once Mike said that, it was just like, okay, well, forget about Kayla. Like,
no, she didn't say forget about Kayla, but she definitely was like, oh, listen to what he was saying.
No, I think that's how Mike was basically kind of saying,
okay,
like, okay, forget about. Yeah, Kayla's cool, but this little shine, as soon as she walked in, there was a little shine here on the side. And Jolanda said she feel that too. She says she feels the connection. Girl, you feel the connection with everybody. She feels everybody.
Well, no, because she's reading his energy and he's like all nervous and it's just like, and I was like, okay, that's very cute because, you know, she's giving them butterflies and stuff, you know.
Brandy says they talk every day. Okay, and that she was like, that's my dude.
She said the chemistry between Mike and B-Dub, okay?
Right? I thought it was cute because she was like, she feels like she knew him forever. You know, like it's more like a catch-up type of thing rather than trying to get to know him. Like, you know, they get on the phone and, you know, she feel like she knew him forever. So, you know, after the meetups, Jolanda tells Mike that he's attracted to both. What she likes about Brandy is, you know, she makes him open up. Like he starts laughing and joking and tells him that, you know, he made two great choices. But ultimately it's up to him. So she left him in the fire.
Figure it out. Samson decides to introduce his ladies to his ex Alibel. Now, I'm going to just assume, based off the fact that he tagged her in the Instagram post and all of the comments underneath her post are Spanish. So I'm gonna assume this is the Colombian girl that he was
Well,
with.
I knew for sure she was Hispanic, but I'm not sure. I didn't know she was
Colombian. Okay. So anyway, she's like, oh, you know, she asked him how he's doing, and he's like, oh, you know, I'm still out here on this journey, single. Now, she's excited to meet the ladies, and Samson said that, you know, he really values her opinion. Now, Sharice walks in first and said, you know, she feels she's ready and wants to see, you know, what Alibel's personality is like. She feels that'll let her know a little bit more about Samson and what type of woman he's looking for. Now, Looney and Brandy come in shortly after. And I was like, okay, so now we got Looney back in the mix because I would have actually liked to see more of Samson and Looney, but whatever, we'll get there.
Samson and Looney?
I would have liked to see it grow more.
Them try to make a connection?
Yes.
Okay.
But for whatever reason, I guess the connection wasn't connecting.
I really don't even know why he really invited two other women. I think because you have to do the process, but we know where both of them, like it's Sharice and Samson, like they like each other. And Sharice really isn't pursuing anyone else. So.
And I'm actually hats off to her because I think the way that she's playing it, obviously she's playing a game, but
I actually liked it. I liked her this episode.
I will say I did like her this episode. So yeah, no. Then as I said, Alibel asked if, you know, they have any questions for her. And you know, she's like, I know y'all been dating him for a couple weeks, and you know, they're trying to see if they're a possible match. Now, Sharice asked, you know, what she said, oh,
I know she quickly says that she does believe that, you know, he's a nice guy and he's a gentleman. And she said she gonna fight for her boo. Whatever it takes, she willing to fight for it. Period.
And Looney gets in the confessional and says, you know, she don't know what's going on, but it's getting a little uncomfortable. She's like, she felt Sharice was giving real pick me. Just, I'll do anything.
But you know what? I think that because I didn't get pick me from her because like I said, that's where the connection is. But I think that the ladies are confused as to where Samson's connection is and vice versa. I don't think that they realize that their connection is the way it is.
Okay, so, hold on. I got to do this. I got to do it because I play devil's advocate with everybody. And you know, we are Team Samson over here at Shadeinthecity. So before I say this, please make sure that y'all hit the like button.
And the subscribe button.
Because again, at the end of the day, we're still going to keep it real. Love you, Samson. So in these YouTube streets, I didn't say this, but in these YouTube streets, a lot of people feel that Samson is giving the bull of the shits.
With Sharice or in general?
In general, and he's not really into anybody on the show. I don't necessarily believe, and I don't want to believe that. I'm just giving y'all the other opinions that I've heard. And please drop down in the comments, tell us what y'all think. I think that he comes across genuine, but I think and the reason why I said that is because you just made that statement before, how a lot of people are confused as to who he actually likes.
Well, it's not even me. I think Brandy even said something. Because she was like, he's not saying nothing. He's not, spilling no tea at all. She want to know.
And
So I think that's why Looney was getting pick me vibes, because it's like Looney kind of probably feels like he's really not giving nobody attention. He's not doing nothing. And here you go saying, oh, I like him. I'm gonna fight for him, da da da. But really, I mean, compared to everyone else, him liking anyone else, their connection is the strongest.
I think it is. But anyway, so Looney says she's not here fighting for love. She believes what's meant for her is meant for her. And I did like that statement as well. And she basically says, I'm going to show you what I have to offer, but at the end of the day, it's up for Samson to decide. And so, and that's why I say, because Samson gives me those vibes. Mm-hmm. Like Samson's like, I'm not about to be out here fighting for you. You understand? If you are meant to be, that's why I thought him and Looney would have, because they seem like on a mental level, they gel, on a positivity, but that could just be friendly too. So Brandy says, she also feels she has a strong connection with Samson. She expressed an issue she had with the gift giving. And Samson did not like this, and y'all could tell. She was like, she thought it was nice that he brought genuine original gifts for every woman, but she feels like she wanted to feel like she got something more to kind of like differentiate her from the other lady. Mm-hmm. And I guess because maybe that's what she got from Mike.
But so that's her strongest connection.
Right.
You know what? I in a way I understood where she was coming from, because remember last week when she said I didn't agree with her. I still kind of don't, because I can understand if you were getting the same gift that he got for everyone. But if you realize that it's a genuine gift and it was meant for you, I don't understand why it's a problem. If he's giving a genuine gift.
Herself when she said that. Huh? When she started, she contradicted herself. Because even as I'm like reading it in my notes, and I'm like, you said this, but then you followed it up with that. And that's why I could see why Samson was a little annoyed. Like
he's that type of person though. He's giving genuine gifts that he feels, these women deserve, or they may want or appreciate for them individually. So you expect him to just not give gifts at all and only give you gifts? I don't understand. This is who he is as a person. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's one of my love languages, so you're just not going to get me with this one.
I hear you. So yeah, no, Samson said he really wasn't feeling it. He says, he was trying to make her realize there is affection there. And he's like, why are you worried about what I'm doing for somebody else? All right, so Looney asked Olabelle when she first met Samson, how or when was the transitioning of him opening up a little more or him being more vulnerable happen? Now, Olabelle said that it was a process and encouraged the ladies to be patient. Sharice asked, what's a good way, to get him to open up? Great question. And Olabelle tells them that, he needs to be in a safe comfort zone where he is now ready to open up and not opening up to anybody below his standard. And I was like, when she said that, I was like,
she was like, he ain't just about to open up to anybody below his standards.
I said, Olabelle, is that passive aggressive? Yeah, passive aggressive shade. Okay. Then Looney says, she likes Samson on the surface, but feels like he needs to go deeper at this point. I agree. No offense, Samson. I would like to get deeper, especially since they don't have that much time left, and feels like he needs to accelerate. Now, Sharice thanks Olabelle for coming and says that she feels she can speak for the group as a whole, that they appreciate, her shedding light on who Samson is, and said that she's leaving the date knowing that she has more work to do, basically to get Samson to realize she is the it of the shiz of the knit. Okay. Now, after all the ladies leave, Samson asks Olabelle her thoughts on everyone. Olabelle brings up Sharice. She says she likes that she put herself out there. That's what Samson needs. And she feels Sharice is really into him. She said she doesn't really see a connection between him and Brandy. And she said Looney wants a man that's going to step up and say, I want you. Don't look anywhere else. And that's what she wants. So basically Samson has a lot of thinking to do, because if he
He
wants,
about to go do some yoga and pray on it.
right, but basically he gonna have to step up and go after Looney if he want that. Swayze has invited his friend Ish out to meet Kadian. Now he says he hasn't spoken to her since they met up with Ching.
Surprising.
Which is weird to me because, hear me out, y'all can differ as people, but Shade Squad, I'm one of those people. If we are not in a good place, I don't like to be out in public settings and public and like faking the funk. Like we need to have a conversation and have a like come. It ain't even be a whole come to Jesus moment, but we at least need to be on a page.
I think I understand where you're coming from, but I think that Kadian was in a place where she felt like it was her fault, and she's trying to make up for whatever it was that he's upset about.
Okay.
So she's going to do what he asked. If he finally reached out and invited her out to say, hey, you know, it's time to meet my friend, she's gonna be there. Like she said, she's gonna follow his lead. So I can understand where you're coming from, but that's if, you know, we have the upper hand.
That's true.
But okay. She did not. That wasn't the case.
Look at your girl over there playing devil's advocate.
You're a mess.
So he was upset that Kadian didn't defend him. That was his real thing. However, he's going to try and work on things and see where it goes. Kadian shows up and Ish asks her, what can she tell him about her? We learn that she owns 2 French bulldogs. And so he's like, oh, so you're a dog mom. And I thought that that's just out of all the things about, but whatever.
It's at first she was like, I mean, like what? And all she said, I own 2 French bulldogs.
So she said,
I thought it was funny.
He could have been a stepdaddy, but he don't like animals.
He like, I don't like animals. And I guess she was joking about he don't like black girls. That's what I got from that.
Is that what you call it?
That's what I got. That's what I got from that. That's not what you got. They didn't carry it on further. They both laughed about it.
I hope that's not the case.
What did you get from it?
I didn't get that. That's so problematic.
She is problematic.
Okay. So Ish asks how they feel together. Kadian says she feels good, but knows that they have things to work through. Ish is curious as to what that is. Now, Kadian says she believes it's just a difference in perspective and in communication style. She says that she works through her conflicts and likes to talk through them, whereas he shuts down. Mm-hmm. He'll be quick to say, I'm done. I'm barbecuing you. So Ish asks,
go with this barbecue shit.
Right? This is a new thing. So Ish asks if that's something she feels they can work through. And, you know, she says she thinks they need to find a middle ground. So he asks Swayze, is that something he's willing to work on? And Swayze admits it's hard, but all relationships come with differences. And it's just whether you can deal with those differences or not. So then Ish asks if they've met each other's families. And Kadian says he's just met one of her friends. And so she kind of giggles and Ish is like, oh, so is that the barbecue? And
how did that barbecue go?
Right. Kadian admits Ching wasn't as peaceful as he is. She came in his neck, and Ish questions whether she is like that. And she admits she can be. And Ish says, well, you know, they tell you, you know, tell me who your friends are, and I'll show you who you are. And Kadian says she doesn't agree with that statement.
She doesn't agree.
Now, Kadian dips, and Swayze and Ish have a little moment, and he says he did notice awkwardness, maybe because they recently went through something. And he feels like, you know, Swayze feels like Kadian is selfish. She has a selfish mentality when he talks to her. He says, you know, she's always rolling her eyes, the facial expressions, he feels like it's super disrespectful. And Ish tells him he doesn't know, but take it day by day. And basically don't go rushing into nothing if you feel that unsure. And what his exact words were, I wouldn't jump on it immediately. Swayze feels Ish gave him good advice. He thinks the communication between him and Kadian at times can be tug of war. So he wants to take his time. And we get into the agree. That is LJ. And unfortunately, LJ, I did not want to like give you that island boy label, make you like, and you just proved it to all of us. Nels, would you like to go into this one?
Sure. LJ invited his ex Lauren out, and in walks Trinika. She's ready to meet the ex-girlfriend
and wants to get right to it.
Right, as she did. Okay. First question she asked was how long they've been broken up. Lauren tells her since the beginning of the year. Trinika's like, okay, that's super awkward because.
Well, can I just say, when they first introduced the ex-girlfriend and it was just her and LJ, the ex-girlfriend already seemed like she didn't want to be there.
It was nothing like the Britney situation.
Right.
Nothing.
Or the Bell.
Yeah. Yeah, at all. So then Trinika asked how long they were together. She says less than a year. The next question is, when was the last time they had sex? She says a month ago. Trinika's like, a month ago was 2 days. 2 days ago we was in last month.
She was like, I just met you last month.
We've been in this process for a month. Now, divine timing in walks Looney. Okay. And she says, she's not really excited to meet anybody's ex, but she does want to see if there's a possibility for a connection. Now, as soon as she sits down, Trinika's like, girl, they still having sex. Yeah, she's like, oh, really? Let's hop right into this. I've got questions.
Now I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm very upfront, but I feel like I would have at least been like, girl, let's go to the bathroom real quick. They're gonna come with me to the bathroom. Like, I don't know
if you was the ex-girlfriend, you mean?
Yeah, I don't know if I would have just set it at the table like that. Like, girl, they still sleeping together.
Oh, you're saying to Looney?
Yes, I would have been like, hey, girl, let's go. Come with me to the bathroom.
She there for the same reason you are. It was put right on the front street for you, so why the hell not?
I guess.
Let everybody know why her energy might be off. Look, I thought it was funny. Looney's like, well, this changes things. Let's talk about it. You know what? I love her. You know what? I love her, like, I love her energy. I love, she's funny. Like, I love it. A lot of, some people don't appreciate it, but I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
So finally opens the floor for Lauren to ask questions. And like, girl, what you want to know? She's like, I want to know everything. I want to know, about your last relationship and what you do. So Shanika's like, our last relationship. And the reason, and look, the way she said it was like, we just found out about your last relationship that might have happened 2 days ago. Like, what? But you want to know about my last relationship? You know what? Don't worry about it. I'll tell you, boo. She was like,
I thought this was interesting.
She was like, oh, he was an entertainer. He's very charismatic, and he had his groupies, but she understands their world. Now, I don't know if Looney was giving LJ the go-ahead because we know he's a singer, trying to be whatever.
Trinika said that was her last relationship.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I said Looney. Did I say Looney?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know if Trinika was
turning a side eye to these side bitches. That's what I got.
So Lauren didn't have the floor for long. Okay. Looney says she got a question. All right. She was like, so, since it's only been a month, how are you planning to transition from sex to no sex? These are the question at hand. Because once the nigga mine, he mine. I need to know when you gonna stop fucking him. And listen, Lauren was shut mouth. She's like, she was shut mouth. She was like, and LJ said, when he's pursuing somebody, huh?
I just want the Shade Squad to know this is why we talk so much about them doing this show in Miami, because I knew at some point some messy
and it probably ain't only him. Motherfuckers was just smart enough not to bring that person on the damn show to meet people that they're pursuing. Oh. It probably ain't just him.
Oh,
I bet you it's not just him.
Oh.
But LJ says if he's pursuing somebody, that's who he prioritizes. So she's like, okay, so is there a chance for a reconciliation? And he says, I would never say never. Why would you say that? So Shaniqua's like, oh, so you're still in love. Lauren like, well, I am. I still love this nigga. He's still fucking me. He out here pursuing y'all, but I still love his ain't shit ass. It be that island dick, girl. I swear to God, it be that island dick.
Oh, what is it that devil dick?
That devil, that's what I call the devil dick. That's what it is. That's the devil dick. That's what it is. He basically says that, you know, he's always gonna love her. Oh, I'm sorry, always gonna have love for her, and then says slides in there, always going to love her. But at the end of the day,
he's, you know, other things.
He's trying to find something new. And trying to make a new connection.
Diddy, bitch, I gotta move on.
No. Diddy ain't moving on. It's Cassie that moved on. Okay. He ain't trying to move on. He's trying to have this girl on the side and have y'all. Let that man go. Let that man go. He ain't even all that cute. Does he have a real job besides being a starving artist?
No, because he's like I felt like he's like an IT person or something like that. He makes like, yeah.
Oh, he make decent money. Yeah. Not enough to be doing all of this.
To be doing all
this fuckery. LJ invited Katie and Sharice and Mike out after he was barbecued, his little barbecue session. Mm-hmm. And Katie asked Mike what he been up to. And he said he's going through the process and taking everything in. And she asked, what was it about the whole stand-up dinner? Like she wanted to know what was going on about like him standing up. And he's like, you know, that's what you're supposed to do. Like when you want somebody and somebody wants you. And she asked, how was it meeting the friends? And he's like, you know, every time like you ask a question, by the time a person gets to answer it, you got another question and you don't answer it for him. You that type. And she's just like, So he asked Sharice if, you know, like he like this your girl, like what you think? And she's like, yeah, you know, he's like, she's very direct. And Sharice is like, yeah, she's very opinionated and aggressive. Sharice don't know no better than to use the A word, but you know, that's neither here.
See, I feel like that's BS because if somebody threw that at her ass, I feel like she would feel some type of way.
I'm gonna tell you something about that off camera, but so I know Katie felt some type of way. She's like, I don't know what this girl got against me, but she basically, I don't like this bitch anyway, so I don't give a damn. And she tells Katie that she says things to people that they could take the wrong way, and she tries to ignore it. And Katie says she ain't there to build friendships. So Sharice is like, what?
Nope, not here.
What? You ain't here to build friendships. She was like, you was the one that told me you wanted to be my friend throughout the process. So Katie says that she told her that they can be cool and build a friendship. But what I look like basically telling you, oh, we could be friends throughout the process, and then afterwards it's gone. So
Sharice wants to pull out receipts.
Girl, she
like, I got it in my phone. You said we was friends. You said if we don't find love, at least we found each other.
What? They were like, the guys was like, oh yeah, that's sweet, that's nice. And Katie like, I ain't mean it.
It was fake. And she was like, so you're admitting you're fake?
She's like, I was playing a game with her.
I was playing the game.
And Sharice calls her fake, and she's like, what, girl, you think you hurt me? Katie was so unbothered. I feel like it bothered Sharice. Because LJ actually tries to break it up. And Sharice starts spilling all the tea. Talking about, oh, you said these dudes ain't got no money. You asked me if I wanted to go to dinner with you and your sugar daddy. And Sharice was like, girl, you was doing the same thing. Talking about Samson's car. And she was like,
I was wondering. I said, this is Miami. Somebody got a sponsor somewhere.
I'm surprised it's Katie. Out of all people. But she was like, oh no, that's bullshit. She was like, I don't even have a nice car like that to be saying that. So she calls her a big bully and tells her she's as ignorant as she looks. And Katie was like, girl, we're done here. And she was like, I've been done. I know. Rah.
Right. So the guys meet up in the gentleman's lounge, and nephew Tommy notices that they look run over by the truth train. He tells them they're supposed to be enlightened, not frightened. And he asked Mike how his experience with the ladies was, or his truth teller went. And he talks about how he introduced Yolanda, and she was Team Brandy. She said it was something about the connection and the nervous energy when he gets around Brandy. And so, it's Team Brandy for now. Now, LJ brings up his date with Looney and Trinica and how it was interesting because he and his ex had been together recently. Now, nephew Tommy says, well, do the ladies have concerns? LJ says they do, but he's here to pursue and find that connection. And that's where his priority is. And that's what he's expressed to them. But he's going to have to dig deeper to see if there's anything there may still be uncomfortable with. Nigga, you're going home next week. I don't know. I don't know if you know. You might as well self-eliminate. And maybe I'm wrong, but
no, I agree.
He's going home.
Because I was like, you know what? I forgot that it was the guys' week this week to have the power. So I was like, you're doing all this. And I felt they're gonna send you home. It ain't they week. He going home for sure.
He going back home, and he going back home to have sex with his ex.
That's why he said never say never. He was like, I ain't about to fuck up what I already got, what I got going on. For you motherfuckers who ain't giving me shit yet. Who see me as a friend.
So nephew Tommy asked him if he knows an ex is an ex for a reason. LJ says he understands that, and nephew Tommy says he hopes he got some clarity. Now, Randall talks about his ex Brittany meeting his connections and that she felt Kayla was the best fit for him. So he's obviously still in a weird place. And I like how he threw in, but she liked Jamala too. No, let's just be real. She really liked Kayla. Now, Samson talks about how Sharice was bold in confirming her feelings for him when she met him with his ex, Alabelle. He says that that's something that he needed. Swayze talks about meeting up with Katie and how it was weird because the extra facial expressions
and Mike's eyes.
I like what Mike says. She uses that because she wants to rebuttal, to say something. And nephew Tommy says, well, that's still saying something. And unfortunately, I am one of the people with my faces, so I'm guilty.
I give faces, but I also say what the hell I want to say.
Well, now Swayze said he tried to explain that to her. He said it didn't go terrible, but her homeboy could see that he was talking about what he was talking about with their communication. Now, nephew Tommy asked, who's at the bottom? Samson says Jamala. Mm-hmm. There's just nothing there. It's, Mike says Sharice.
I think Mike says Sharice every week.
Right. He want her to
go. They say each other every week.
It's a mutual dislike. Mm-hmm. LJ says Looney. He gets friend vibes. And Mike says, which I thought was weird because I was like, okay. Mike says Looney jokes a lot and he can't get serious with her. Randall says that he and Looney had a connection in the beginning at the pool party, but haven't really caught up since. He said they've texted, DM'd each other, but it just hasn't happened. And Swayze says Kayla, because she's a one-upper. Someone who every time you tell a story or share an experience, they always have to top it in some way.
Get one up on you.
Right. Now, Mike says he hasn't really been feeling Trinica since the brunch. Samson says he doesn't think Trinica is on the same level of maturity for him. And Swayze says she's a good girl, but they're two totally different people. Mm-hmm. Now, nephew Tommy tells him to go make a decision, but lets them know that next week he's sending them on a getaway, and he's going to send them all the details. So, this is about to get messy. It always get messy when you go out of town. Now, Mike meets up with Trinica. Would you like to do this one?
Sure. He meets up with Trinica and she came in with an attitude. And clearly Mike picked up on it. And in confessional, she says she's pissed off because she knew the men met up in the gentleman's lounge, and she ready to find out what's going on.
She said she's livid.
Yeah. So he asked her how she's doing, and she's like, look, let's skip the small talk and let's get right to it. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. He's like, damn, can I get a smile at least? She was like, yeah, I cannot smile, and I'm not gonna fake it for you.
I'm not forcing it, were her words. I'm not forcing a smile for you.
I was like, Trinika, what is going on?
I didn't know.
So then we also saw that Samson met up with Looney and brought her a bouquet of flowers, gift giving. And she came in with much higher spirits. Huh?
Yellow flowers.
Yellow flowers, yes. Very good. And Looney is on the same type of time. She realizes that, the guys just met up. But so she already knows what's coming, but she's not giving that same energy. Samson says that he picked yellow roses because it's symbolic of joy. And apparently when they first met, she was smiling. So I guess that's what, the symbolization is for. And says, this is like, that's just who she is. She's just a joyful, happy person, which I thought was beautiful. Now, Mike lets Trinika know that the guys feel that it's hard to build a connection with her. And she's like, that's a crock of shit. Oh, damn well, that ain't the case. Like she said, that ain't the fucking case. I don't know, but she did a lot of cursing. And it's crazy because we ain't seen her act out like this.
I'm sorry that I'm cursing, but that's some bullshit.
And she was like, I don't do no funny shit. I was like, who are you, ma'am? Oh, you born and raised in the county of Dade.
Hey, right? I came up out of her.
So Samson tells Looney, he's really glad that he got the opportunity to see the best of her. And he says that the journey is challenging and trying. Now, Trinika says that she put in some effort and she ain't gonna chase nobody. So Mike is like, okay, did you how much effort did you put in? You feel like you put in 100%. She said, you damn Skippy. She feel like she did. And she says that, so Looney says that, she feels that she learned from this whole journey. And she also learned that you can't fake things. And says she's happy that she met great people and, made great friendships. So Samson lets her know that, they met with Tommy. All the guys met with Tommy and they decided that she's not ready to love. And he's glad that she's taking it in stride. And so Samson tells Looney that they met with Tommy, which she already knew. And they all decided that she's not ready to love. But he's glad that she's taking it in stride. And Looney says that he does not have to worry about her feeling rejected. She says that she doesn't have any ill feelings towards anyone, and she hopes everyone finds what they're looking for. Now, on the flip side, Mike tells Trinika that he can see that she's passionate. And the guys came together and had a conversation and I feel like he was playing with her a little bit. He was like, we feel that. And she's like, man, if you don't get this shit out,
right.
He's like, you're ready to love. So then she's willing to give him a hug and call him baby and
all over him and just
she feels relieved because she's ready to go back to making her connections. And she says at the end of the day, she is definitely ready to love.
She said, you're damn right. I'm ready to love. Trinika, it was giving girl in the yellow dress. Okay.
You don't know who the girl in the yellow dress is? Do it, Trace.
Okay. Girl in the yellow dress.
Look, I'm gonna see if we can find that when I post the promo.
She was finding her connection. She don't care where she got to go. She gonna find her connection. She don't care where she got to go to look for it. She gonna find her connection. I said, go ahead, Trinika, in the yellow dress. Go ahead, girl. But yes, guys, thank you so much to another review of Ready to Love. This is episode 8. Yes, 8. If you have not already, please make sure that you hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure that you're following us on all of the platforms, the TikToks, the Twitters, the IGs, and the Facebook. And yes, guys, I see us growing. Let's continue to grow Shade Squad. And let's make sure we take care of our birthday girl because, you know, in a couple days, it will be that day. We will be celebrating.
Really, in a couple days.
So yeah, if you don't get anything past, tonight, you're probably not going to get it because, you know, we're going to be in celebration mode.
It's a national holiday.
Right. It's a national holiday. But yes, thank you guys so much for your support. Drop down in the comments. Wish our girl a happy birthday. And yeah, we love y'all. And we'll catch you next week. Have a good night.
Good night.
Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe.